Message from the streets. Today's topic: controversial, interesting. Now, over the last few years, we've been having different situations with the presidents. You know, with dementia, Alzheimer's, grand delusion, and I'm talking about Joe Biden and Donald Trump. You know, they got a stipulation that you have to be at least 35 years old to be the president of the United States, be a resident here for 14 years. I think that there should be a ceiling because of a few major factors. And one is that Alzheimer's and dementia and mental alertness start to wane once you get past a certain age. So to avoid having an incompetent, out of touch president, leader of this country, the main representative of the country in a unstable mindset, the ceiling should be to like 65 years old. If you're not president by 65, that you know, and that'll give you 4, possibly 8 years. So that's even still allowing you to go into the area of 73 years old. And I actually think that may be a little too old as well. Instead of trying to run a country, you need to be trying to, prepare for your transition or enjoy your life. And many of these older presidents, these last two for sure, are totally out of touch with young people. See, we've seen it evident with Joe Biden, out of touch. That's why when Kamala Harris came in, a lot of people rallied behind her, and because they can relate to her, she can relate to them because of the time. But with this guy Donald Trump, he have a following not based on naturally age, but an agreed vision or agreed state of unconsciousness that is founded from his life entry in the 1940s, coming through the 50s, 60s, and 70s. In the 70s, he was 30 years old. So his high points of his life and his youth, where he knew what was going on, is like 40 years behind him. Donald Trump does not have a connection with young people unless it's a race-based concept. Being in a state of ugliness about slandering people. That's his childish behavior. He slander everybody, and young people can relate to that. He has a issue with people from other nationalities, and because of white nationalists, he have a group of white people, a cell of so-called white people that can relate to that, young people. But overall, the president position should not be accessible to people that's over 65 years old. And that is for the well-being of the country. The retirement age, if they haven't raised it, is 65 years old. How could you be above the retirement age and be the president of a country that's thriving to move into another level of civilization? You got a man that's foundation is based on the good old days. Make America great again. America was never great for a lot of people, especially melanated people. Maybe a little bit for so-called whites and things of that nature, because this was a racist, hate-filled place based on slavery, segregation, Jim Crow, Jewry, Mandarin, sundown towns, black codes. If you consider that to be great, well, America was great. But who was it great for? It wasn't great for all Americans. Never. Believe that. I bring this message in love. I leave this message in peace. Oneness.